people just pulled screenshots from their video. Here I am like taking photos, like, you know, trying to be all profesh about it. I had no idea. It's so much easier and they're significantly smaller files. God, I'm an idiot. Anyway. Hello, welcome back to my channel. I'm doing a tag video today. I was tagged by Living Lux with Meredith to share 5 handbag brands that I will not be buying from. This is specifically the handbags, and this was created by Nick Snell. They're both really great. I'll have their videos linked down below. So let's get into this. Now, okay, YouTube is the land of disclaimers, so I'm just gonna get this out of the way. Obviously, none of this is to say that these brands, that there's like anything wrong with the bags or that the person who does like them has bad taste. They're simply just not my taste, and that's cool. I mean, then we can all live in harmony and you can have your bags and I can have my bags and it'll be awesome and we can just enjoy different things. Now that that is out of the way, let's get the first one also done with. Okay, because this one, I think it was on a lot of people's lists. I'm not gonna be buying from Balenciaga. I was never into their bags anyway, even before the scandal, and they just made it really easy on me. Like, okay, cool. I don't need to buy from you anyway. I did like the city bag. Some of my friends on here have it, and of course that made me look at it secondhand. This was, I don't know, maybe a year ago, at least 6-7 months ago. I am weird about buying things secondhand online anyway. If you're familiar with my channel, you'll know that I've talked about how weird I am about like getting things in the post. It just freaks me out and I try to limit it. So that was always enough to stop me from buying the city bag. I didn't love it enough to overcome that mental hurdle. So I can easily say I will not be buying anything from Balenciaga. I definitely have more than 5 brands on my list. Fair warning. And I also have some ones, I don't know if I'll get to these, we'll see how I feel as the video goes along, but I have some other ones that are on the kinda sorta list where they definitely came to mind, but I hate saying never. I really do. So this kind of thing is hard for me anyway. For example, a few years ago, I might have put Louis Vuitton on this list, but I've learned so much about my style in the last few years. I've come to know myself and what I like a lot better. And now I love Louis Vuitton canvas, so I really do hate to say never for that reason, because fashion is a little bit fickle and we change our minds all the time. But moving right along, I also don't expect to ever buy a Jacquemus bag. I never really understood the appeal of their It bag, but I mean, and I'm a micro bag lover. It should have appealed to me. I like tiny little dinky things, and it just never called out to me. I didn't see the appeal, and the fact that it was so hyped made me like it even less. I don't know what that says about me, but I don't like their designs. I don't like how it often says Jacquemus on the bag. Anyway, that's just me here. I also, sorry for looking down, I have to read. I also don't particularly like any Givenchy bags. The Antigona was the bag on Instagram and YouTube when I started to get into the fashion side of things, when I started to explore that side of social media. It seemed like everybody was talking about their Givenchy Antigona, and I didn't, how do I say this? I just didn't like the style. It's still just a little bit too like bulbous. I don't know. It never appealed to me. It seems like it can hold a lot. And maybe I'd feel differently about it now because I do love the Speedy, and there's some similarity to that shape. I don't know. They're just different. I really like the Speedy on the shoulder. I'm getting sidetracked, but I don't see myself buying anything from Givenchy because the bags that I do like the shape of, they're just very simple and they don't excite me enough to spend that amount of money. They're pretty, but I just don't see it happening. A few other brands that came to mind. Chloe, I've heard bad things about their quality, but I actually love the aesthetic. I don't know if I always fit in with that boho chill kind of vibe, but I think it's really cool. I think it looks great on other people. But not being certain of that and hearing bad things about the quality, that's always been enough to stop me from buying their bags. So I'm pretty sure it's just never ever going to happen. Another one, Oscar de la Renta. I love their ready-to-wear. If I had way more money than I do, I would definitely buy a couple of their ready-to-wear pieces. But their handbags have never really done it for me, certainly not to spend that kind of money. And some of the bags here, like the brands, it really just is a matter of like, I don't make enough money to try that, and I'm not certain enough, so the loss would seem a little bit bigger. Their bags, the ones I've seen, they seem to be more like evening bag oriented, and yeah, they just don't do it for me. A couple more to share with you. Valentino. I liked their rock stud sandals. I still think they are super cute, and the people who say they're out or try hard or overdone, I don't really care. I think they're still really cute, whatever other people want to say. I think they still look really nice. I do not like their handbags most of the time. I certainly am not into like the big Roman stud, I think they called it. It's just not something that clicked with my style for whatever reason. I like the look of them on other people. I'm not saying that just as like a cop-out. I genuinely, I do like them on other people with like the tiny studs, but not enough to buy it for myself. Another brand that I think can look really cool on other people, but it just doesn't mesh with me at all, is Versace. I think they're, what was it? It was like the all over, just plain, no standout hardware colors. Like they had the pink and the lilac. I think they also did blue and green. I think that line was pretty cool. I actually really liked that, but the usual like really bold gold and black and little cherubs and all that stuff. Like Versace is such a cool brand, but like I am not that brand of cool. Like I'm not saying that I'm not cool, I'm not saying I am cool, but that's just not the one for me. It doesn't fit with my style, and I can admire it from afar. Let me see, what else did I have on this list? Oh yeah, Balmain, for the same reason really. It's that very bold, like they do a lot of black and gold, and while I like some of those things, especially in small doses, a couple of my bags have that vibe. It's yeah, it's hard to really put into words like why a style doesn't mesh with you, but I've never ever been tempted by any Balmain bags, Versace bags. Off-White also came to mind, and then Tom Ford. So I wanted to mention this one last because I have a Tom Ford bag that I really adore. I got it secondhand. It was the very first luxury bag I ever bought. I think it's a fantastic quality bag. However, I've looked at a lot of their other pieces and I just don't like that big noticeable T on them. I don't know why. I don't like it. And so I don't think I will ever be buying another Tom Ford bag. Oh, and Goyard. Goyard was also on my list. It's just not gonna happen. I mean, I see them now more, especially in New York, but I don't think that one's gonna happen for me. I'm not really tempted to go into their store, and there's so much like, ooh, mystery around Goyard that out of sight, out of mind. I don't care enough, you know, but they fine, they look okay. So moving into some of the bags that came to mind, but I'm not confident enough to put them on this list. I just wanted to share some of my thoughts with you. Prada, for some reason, is a brand that I love their shoes. I've never been able to buy one of their bags. Even when I've liked the style, there's always been something that stopped me, and I don't know why exactly. So one thing I can think of, when I was there, I was talking to an SA and I really liked, was it called the Clio? I'm not sure, but I'll have a picture on screen. I thought it was adorable. Other people then later told me that they had a lot of quality issues with this bag, and I thought that was interesting because when I was in boutique, I was talking to the SA and, you know, we were just swapping stories, and she did mention that Prada will not work on the leather whatsoever. If you have stitching come undone, if you have any issues with your leather quality down the line, they won't do anything about it. She said that they will replace hardware. Now, take all of that with a grain of salt. That was just information verbally passed on to me, and of course, unless you have something in writing, just, you know, consider it carefully. That's all I have to say about that. But this is what the SA told me, and that was a little bit, I don't know, it was kind of a bummer. I don't particularly like that because Prada has had some issues where people have criticized their quality. I have no idea if it's worth it, if it's true, or whatever it is, but that was probably enough to stop me from buying from them. Another brand that I've had some trouble with is YSL Saint Laurent. I like some of their styles, and I actually think their logo is really, really classy and beautiful looking. I like the simplicity of it. I know it's not for everybody, but their bags, I like them, but they've never excited me enough to buy them. And it's always just that little thing where I'm like, maybe. I mean, and maybe if I had more expendable income, then I would try it and find that I just absolutely love it, but they don't give me that feeling when I'm holding it, if that makes sense. As much as I like them and I think that they look really, really nice, and I don't want to commit to saying never, I find that I just never end up actually buying one. So I wonder if that trend will continue and I'll just never ever have a Saint Laurent bag, which is also okay. Final one I wanted to mention, because this video is getting a little bit long, but Celine, Prada, YSL, and Celine, they're bags that I do genuinely like. And when I started YouTube, I said that the Celine Classic, often called the box, that bag was like my dream bag. I wanted it in the lizard. And I'm really glad that I never bought it. Of course, they've had price increases since I started looking at it, but something just always stopped me. I don't know what it was, but I think that gut feeling is really, really important to listen to when you're talking about spending this amount of money. And I'm really glad I did, because there was just something that just didn't feel right. And I'm normally a very logical person. I like to understand every little detail of my feelings and what's going into that. I do wonder if maybe the classic bag, if that Celine bag, it was because it was such a boxy shape, and I've noticed since then that intuitively I just gravitate towards bags with more curve. I'll link my handbag geometry video down below if you want to know what I'm talking about there, but I think that that might be a connection. Sorry. I don't know if I will ever buy a Celine, Prada, or Saint Laurent bag, even though I think the styles can be really, really beautiful. So I will leave you with that. I will try to link. Gosh, I am so glad this video is over. Not because I haven't enjoyed making it, but I am getting so tongue-tied, and I need some water and some coffee and maybe a snack. So anyway, I will tag some people down below. I'm sorry if you've already been tagged or if you've made the video and I've missed it, but I really am looking forward to seeing what everyone has to say. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll talk to you next time. Bye.